Welcome to Boxing Social. We are here with the WBC Emeritus World Cruiserweight Champion, Mr. Tony Bellew.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing?
Okay.
So we know that you're training for a December fight.
Yes.
How's training going?
Okay, I've worked hard today with the coach. Things are going okay. You know, I've always stayed in the gym right throughout. I've continued to lift weights since after having 4 days off after the fight. So I've continued to lift and do everything I can possibly do. I can't punch as much as I'd like to. You know, the hand was damaged after the last fight and it needed time to heal. And also, you know, I can't punch viciously for more than, you know, four times a week. So, you know, I'm very selective on when I punch and how I punch. But when I do it, it gets done properly. And we work very, very hard. And, you know, I'm getting to that stage now where, you know, camp is about to start full flow. You know, training anywhere between 10 to 12 times a week. I'm looking forward to it. I embrace the grind. I love it.
Well, obviously the biggest question on everyone's mind, David Haye, yes or no?
Yes. The best answer to that question is I don't know. I've outlaid my terms. If he agrees to my terms, it could happen. But, you know, it's that very doubtful at this moment in time.
What's the biggest obstacle here?
The biggest obstacle is basically he pulled my pants down and on the first fight, and I accepted it just to make it happen for the people. And on the second one, on the rematch, I'm not asking for the terms that I signed up for in the first fight. It's not even close to that. So if the terms can be agreed, then it could possibly happen. But, you know, I'm happy to sit and wait. I've got a lot of options available to me. You know, there's the Andre Ward fight. We've been to America. We've had sit-down talks with them. I leave a lot of it with Eddie Hearn. Preferably, I would love to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. But I've got no intention of going anywhere near Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder because the pair of them are giants. So, you know, I've made no dispute. I want the Joseph Parker fight if he comes through Hughie Fury, which is no, you know, easy fight.
So if the Haye thing doesn't come through,
yes,
and say Parker loses his title,
yes,
would Andre Ward would he be willing to come over here for a December fight?
We've sat down with Dre's people and they're happy to do it over here. They know I'm the draw if it comes over here. I mean, for as good as Andre Ward is, and he is fantastic, he's pound for pound one of the best fights in the whole world, but he struggles to draw good numbers. I don't struggle in that department, so it is what it is, you know. The proof is literally in the pudding. So we'll see. You
mentioned that you will not call out Joshua.
No, I ain't going near that.
Haye has been talking about that fight.
Yeah.
What do you make of his comments?
Typical David. He's a fantasist and not a realist. I'm a realist. Ain't beating a man of that size who can do athletically what he can do. In David's mind, he believes he can beat anyone of that kind of size and magnitude. Listen, he can't. This is not Nikolai Valuev, a stumbling giant who probably couldn't even tie his own laces. You're talking about one of the physically best athletes I've ever seen in the heavyweight division, Anthony Joshua. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's, you know, the second coming of Mike Tyson. What I'm saying is he's an amazing athlete. Very fast, very powerful. Does the basics very, very well, and then has such a size advantage and a strength and power and speed advantage on the guys he's fighting. They don't stand a chance. The biggest threat to him, in my opinion, was Vladimir Klitschko. Listen, if Tyson Fury comes back, he's obviously the biggest threat. But looking at the, you know, the demographic now of where the heavyweight division is, he ain't coming back. So there is no one anywhere near as dangerous, in my personal opinion, as Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder is dangerous, yes. He can punch, yes. But his technique is just disgraceful. He doesn't own any kind of boxing technique to his game. His repertoire basically comes down to a 1-2. He's got a big right hand. And he throws it so wild, you might as well put a first-class stamp on it because you could see it coming from a mile away. The only thing is, listen, I'd fight him, but he's just too big. The guy put his arm around me, and it was at that moment I knew, you are huge and I am small. You are long, I am fat. I ain't touching you. So I'm straight up, what you see is what you get. I know what I'm capable of, I know what I can do. David Haye's naturally a cruiserweight. I knew it going into the first fight. I told everyone who would listen, once this fight goes past 3-4 rounds, his ass is mine. I said to him his body would fail him. It all came to fruition. Just look back at the final press conference. Look what I said. It all came to fruition. That clown went on and on and on how he was going to put me in hospital. He said my children are going to visit me in hospital. He said that he was going to end this fight with very, very fast within a couple of rounds. So why didn't he do it? He didn't do it because he couldn't. And if it does happen again, I won't say the same thing will happen again, because hopefully the pussy's Achilles won't go this time. Hopefully I can just punch him and put him to sleep good and proper. It's very, very hard to beat a man like as good as him and someone as dangerous as him when all they're thinking of doing is defending themselves. I don't know, we'll see. Listen, I showed an enormous amount of respect after the fight, something he would never have done to me. If he'd have knocked me out or comatose me inside 2 rounds, he would have ridiculed me, laughed at me, and called me everything under the sun. But no, me being the man I am, I went over, I helped him, I carried him back to his corner. And I done that because he just single-handedly secured the future of my children. That is the only reason I embraced him. That's done with now. We're coming into this fight. I don't need David Haye. David Haye needs me. So there will be no quarter given, there will be no mutual respect or embrace. I respect him as a fighter. He's a fantastic fighter, brilliant, powerful, athletic.
Even though you knocked him out, do you still feel that you need to prove something to the public?
Of course, because everybody thinks I won. Everybody believes I won because he got injured. Well, a vast amount of the public believe that. So if that's what the public want to see, then so be it. I can beat David, no problem. I know what he does. I've studied David my whole career. I looked up to David Haye when I was younger. I've got no problem admitting that. I studied them, I watched them. I know David Haye's moves better than he knows them. I knew what he was going to do, when he was going to do them. David Haye's never fought a fighter like me, a guy who's quick, can move, has various options of ways he can settle fights. David Haye is used to fighting guys who come at him like mummies. They stand up straight with the hands up in the air. I don't fight that style. There's many different things I can do to mess with David Haye's head. And then also, he just fell into the trap of thinking, watching me on tape, thinking I'm the fat scouser who can't really do anything. He doesn't look that strong, he doesn't look that quick, he looks easy to hit, he gets knocked down. David believed in all the hype and all the BS, and he paid dearly for it. Like he says, he could never have believed in his wildest dreams he would lose to me. Well, you did. Well, you did, and I loved every single minute of it. And if we do it again, I'm going to retire you for good this time.
All right, so finally, Michael Bisping.
Yes.
The Twitter thing.
Yeah.
Both of you guys said yes.
Eddie
Hearn is saying he's not going to make this fight happen, but I believe you have something to tell.
Well, no, basically the top and bottom of it is Michael wants to fight me in a boxing ring, which would be absolutely ridiculous. I do not want to render someone unconscious in 20 seconds, so that does not appeal to me. I would do it. If you're paying, I'm playing. So if he wants to do it, I'll do it. But I was willing to go in a cage. So I met with some of the guys from the UFC while in Vegas. I didn't meet with Dana personally, no. I met with somebody from a different side. And basically, they're the owners of the UFC. Mm-hmm. So they said to me, well, are you serious? You were getting...
WME, IMG? Those guys?
Guys from IMG, yes, that's the one. So he says to me, are you serious? Would you get in a cage? And I said, I would strangle Michael Bisping in a cage or a boxing ring. It would be no problem. Listen, I fight at 200 usually. I'm not stupid. I couldn't play with John Jones at 205. The guy would choke me and pull one of my arms off within seconds. If I was to get in an octagon with Michael Bisping at 185, he ain't beating me in an octagon or a boxing ring. How is he going to beat me? He's not.
I'm guessing wrestling.
He's not a.
He's not a wrestler.
No. But he's known, let's be honest, what's he known for? A fantastic cardiovascular system. He's a walk and running machine. He's got amazing cardio. He outworks guys. He sometimes outstrikes guys. His main thing is his cardiovascular. His strength is his work rate. His strength is his striking. His strength ain't wrestling or jiu-jitsu. I'd wrestle with Michael Bisping all day long. It would not be an issue, it would not be a problem. Listen, I'm not stupid. I couldn't touch any jiu-jitsu specialist in the octagon. There ain't enough time left in my career to study jiu-jitsu enough. Wrestling, no problem. If he struck with me, Michael Bisping strike with me, I would render him unconscious in about 10 seconds. You think the Dan Henderson knockout that he received was bad? Mine would be twice as bad. He will be out for a good 10 minutes, not 10 seconds. He will be out for 10 minutes.
So 2018, Bellew Bisping, Manchester.
Manchester, I don't know. I'm happy to go in a cage. That's what I would say. I would go in a cage if you want to. If IMG or UFC want to come to me and show me the same digits that boxing shows me, I will go in a cage happily.
There you have it. The champ, Tony Bellew. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.